Hello. Nijan. We're back. It's good to be back. Sagas of couplehood. Mzo, DJ Wicked, Ngwe, Sanbonan. We're happy to have you back. This is a family show. Is this a family show? Family show.
It is. Definition of family is very subjective, but it is.
Are you sure? I don't think
it's 18 plus. We are 18 plus. But we want to cater for we are paving the way for the kids, I'd like to say.
From what age?
From the age they start to do the dating, or when they know that a human being needs a partner. Roughly, if that's... I don't know how to say this in a correct manner, but
the information that they will get here will actually assist them in the day-to-day umjolo. Like these days, umjolo is... some people actually call it a pandemic. People labeling it a pandemic, it means that people sit down and actually... You know what's a pandemic? Yeah, pandemic is a tragedy. It's like...
burning.
I found no COVID, so
it's a COVID. It's something. It's a. I think when what it about accurate about the pandemic, because it's not something that we seem to master. Everybody seems to be stumbling, and everybody wants this thing. If ever there's anybody out there who has it perfect, they must come to the show and tell us how they managed to do that. Because Wayne, I've got bruises from it.
You want to mention the bruises?
As time goes, guys.
Okay. But mentioning that, you mentioned that everyone. At some point they want to be in this umjolo thing. It's like you have to eat, you have to drink water, then at some point you have to date, or you have to jolly. But this Roman Catholic priest that we mentioned the other time, Bona, and Amasia sister Roma, I know that. How do they go about it? Are we saying we have now? Is it true that we have people who go out through their lifespan and abajoli, barait, Bona? Maybe. And why have they decided to do that?
No, I think they are living by faith. So, and also for us. There's this thing, Wayne. I don't have my compass pointed in the right direction at the moment. I think I've had a few glasses of wine already, so I'm a bit.
Nah, nigga, this is so small.
I'm a bit dizzy. It's not the size that counts.
It's the quantity.
Yeah. So, I think those people that are bounded by faith not to forfeit certain things. Because remember, Indo as a religion, I don't want us to go to that route, otherwise we're going to bore people. People are here from Jordan. Those people have, everything is in the mind. Their mind has been conditioned into not living in the flesh. Not necessarily living in the flesh, into being powerful against the flesh. And a whole lot of us who are just living in the limbo and doing whatever, we succumb to these things of the flesh. We get hungry. I cannot last 3 days of fasting. And those people, they can last 3 days of fasting. This means that they have penetrated and conquered their flesh. Now, when it comes to those desires of sex and everything, because of the faith and all of that, the mantras and everything that they recite, then they have a certain belief around things of sex, around things of flesh. Therefore, remember the mind mind over matter or something. That some people believe in that. So if the mind is conditioned in a certain way, therefore they are not inclined to fall into these things, into these desires that we fall into.
So here are you responding to the issue of we have priests, we have
nuns. Yeah, so those people.
Yeah, so maybe let's.
I'm talking about. Let's talk about ordinary people. Let's forget that one.
Let's gonna ordinary. So ordinary would mean
it's a topic for another podcast. Gee, they can take it over that one. Nabanye.
So ordinarily, ungumuntu. So umjolo has to be there on the table in a person's lifespan, whether it's a boy with a boy, it's a girl with a girl, it's people of the opposite sex, umjolo. And we are sinyisa sonke.
We are straight.
And today we're not talking about ukunyiswa umjolo. We did that already.
No.
Today,
let's forget that. Singabuya next time.
We are talking about umbejo. Umbejo, for those who would not really understand, umbejo is a term that, I don't know if you can find that on Google, but basically umbejo is where us as a majita has to cover up for each area, something, be it 1,000 randiana. This is how they say it. I've been asking a few people on the streets, what is umbejo and what do you expect from umbejo? Then women were just saying, I expect 1,000 randiana from Norway. You give me 1,000 rand. Say, hey baby, what are you doing? Here's 1,000 rand for your upkeep. That's umbejo, where when as umjita, he has to always remember umntwana is gonna get something. Njoba esebenza yena ephangela ehola imali, probably even more than you. Umjita still amachere they expect you to have something for a bona. That's umjolo. I don't know ukuthi why is it supposed to happen like that? Maybe was it written in the Bible but somebody was actually joking the other day, they opened all the Bible. What's the first book in the Bible? Exodus. Genesis. And what's the last one?
Proverbs.
But there's no verse where God actually assigned Adam to give Eve something. So, but why do we do it? And somebody was even actually saying, you'll be surprised when you get to heaven and they tell you, we are papa. You've been giving women money. You were right. But why were you giving women money? Well, we don't have feedback from heaven, like if we could.
To say whether that is true or not. But Wayne, look. All right. I like to complicate things. Let's complicate it. Let's talk about a time when there was no money. Let's say Africans were living alone here in Africa. What was the allowance for? Of course, a man had to provide for the family.
No, you are skipping now. Most they have to provide. They are already together. That's a family. Umbejo is the count when.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah,
Nyanyisa. Then in the event of umjolo usnyisa, there's also umbejo.
No, maybe back then kaloku umuntu xa kwenziwe inyama kowabo okanye kuxheliwe inkomo athathe asike certain pieces asongele ngaloo nto noba kungelapho something ayobiza icherry yakhe ngomlozi iphume kowayo okanye anike intwana yekwethini yapha yonika untomboxolo pha ufike ufuna usisa intomboxolo umnike maybe yaye kumbhejo lo mhlambi uzofinish ngaba no man, this guy loves me and stuff. And there is that portion where it feels like somebody it's a gift that genuinely comes from the heart that you need to do it. But nowadays, Wayne, it seems like when the inyala el cool, this is the issue now.
So, and umjolo has been turned around to be into
source of income.
Yeah, like there's a term that they say. I don't know how to put it across, but it ends up saying indoda, it's inkomo zayo, something like that. Yeah. So don't worry about the beauty or prettiness indoda. It's basically which is basically the pocket. We don't have cows in the city.
Yeah, these days, yeah.
So it's your wallet. So for you to be there and look so that pretty, for any other woman to turn around and say, this is my type of man, may be sorted financially, because basically you have to.
So Lona, and it must, okay, must it correct, must it these young boys from high school that are starting to bona nyana macheri. How do they do it?
Okay, I'll answer you. When we were in high school, you would date and think, oh, this is my woman. No. Whenever you're a broke-ass nigga, there's a guy who is in tertiary, who is getting a grand or NSS first, is the one who's sponsoring the chick with Ukubheja. When you get now to NSS first, when you get to varsity level, tertiary level, we are talking about grade 12 and all that.
Wait, you don't get me. But the kids, the high school sweethearts, why you sustain Indoyaba without money? That's my crux.
Imali call, but it's from a different source.
Ah, shucks.
Yeah.
Okay.
So when you're in high school, there's some nigga who is in tertiary who is spoiling your girlfriend. When you're in tertiary, there's a guy who is the first year M7 probably married. He's sponsoring your girl, go tertiary. When you are married, there's a sugar daddy.
The guy is not just sponsoring, he's tapping also.
Yeah.
And you are still there.
Yes. Bruh, I mean, your girl understands what you are my man, but there's nails, there's...
Okay, wait. Maybe that's a wrong question. Why is this thing a secret, or you know that this girl is getting money from elsewhere?
It depends. Some reveal it, and by the boy too. If they're at high school, there's a guy who pulls through with these ages. We can pull through a high school. This high school, you pick up a girl who you just drop your KFC and all that. Who's a boyfriend? Oh, I don't know. That's why it depends with a relationship. A girl can actually reveal, man. Or she would just say, uncle, and uncle will just come with that BMW. Because if you realize something,
so does this girl love this? This girl love this boy.
Yes.
And then, but she has got financial needs.
Yes.
Therefore, these financial needs must be met by that other guy.
Yes. Basically, I think all women need some financial support at some point. Remember in the other podcast I mentioned that women need security from a man, be it financially, but mostly it's financially. It chunks, takes the big chunk in what a woman really need from you. Sex, yeah, it can be there, but she can get it anywhere else. Anyway, I mean, but okay, we're not to be the highest bidder, then you get the lion's share if you are the highest bidder. But there are people who get the baboon's share around. But for all to one alone, you gotta be the highest bidder. The highest bidder. This is how it works. But again, it's not guaranteed anyway. Because I mean, at some point, the Malia paid, man. I mean,
but where is love in all of this?
Years back, probably it was there. Oh man, bruh. Man.
Yeah, because does my inability to give you money, does it mean that I love you less? Or if I'm able, I give you money every now and again, does it mean that I love you more? Or from it's yeah.
You see, we made a mistake. We were supposed to get a female co-presenter Namhlanje which for some reasons she couldn't be here. These were the answers that she was supposed to give us. What exactly does it entail? the highest bidder, somebody who gives more, does it mean they are really so much into you? And this one who gives you less, does it also mean that I can't that much? I mean, am I supposed to go out of my way, even normally, to make sure when you are good and I'm not in the good space, but just to make sure when you're good and I give everything to you? She was gonna answer and say, Maybe there are women who would understand the one man pays so much. You remember Lopra he did a calculation. He was breaking it down where some woman was saying, I need 1,000 rand and I would need 200 rand randomly in the month. And we added it all up that you need some hookups, restaurant and all that. It went up to about 4 grand because you got petrol to pick it up and all that. And how much are you earning to
be able to do that?
But don't get us wrong. Don't get us wrong. It's good to give a token of appreciation when you appreciate umuntu wakho here and there. Umthengela maticals, earrings. What's this brand? Lingerie. But women don't actually want it that way. Women today want Ukubheja. They need la mali. No, there's somebody who mentioned these women actually most of the time they actually don't even give that money to good use. It's money that they actually go and drink with friends.
No, because I'm thinking, for me, thank you for raising that point. For me, if I stay with you, I make sure that there's groceries in the house, I make sure that electricity is paid, everything, all of the basic needs, we are all sorted. Then why must I continue to give you money thereafter? Or maybe you're gonna mention, I need to do my nails, I need to look good, I need.
No, where are we with this Ukubheja? Because we've got Ukubheja where you don't stay with a particular woman. You just wire 1,000 rand and then there's this one where you stay.
What's this money for?
Bro, then we were supposed to get that lady to respond to this.
No, what do you think? What do you think? What do you think that money is for? Is there a right amount or is there a wrong amount? What's the right amount you're paying?
That's another problem. You could be giving too much, or you could be giving less. Or you could be giving too much because you got too much. But when you get to a point where you don't have that much, then it's a problem. Then there's going to be somebody who's going to bid higher than you. Then I don't know why she should. I don't think she will stick around you.
No, for me, Wayne, the way I think about it is like this is you're giving somebody a drug now. And then they get addicted to it. When you are not able to keep up with it, because they know so much of that money that you normally give them. Let's say you get retrenched or something, or you lose your job, and then now you're not able to cough up that 1,000 rand a month anymore, and therefore you have to. That person is used to that thing. Therefore, they're gonna move to somebody else that's gonna keep up with the habit of having 1,000 rand.
But we probably all as men have got to a point where you feel I should give my woman something. Well, at some point, or we have given.
It should come out of love. It shouldn't come out of.
You'll discover. I think I stand corrected. Half the time when you do that, it's with a woman that you don't really have confidence in yourself in. So you want to elevate your love
100%
with some financial status, and so you go out of your way to prove that you're turned around to it. It's now you do the finance side. Because I'll give you an example. I'm into hospitality, and we have here and there we have guys who do come through with their women and they spend on them. We have the guys from the north. Is it Nigeria? Is from where? It's west.
East Africa.
No, Nigeria.
Is it not?
West. West African guys, Nigerians, bruh, when they take the cup, those niggas spend on women. They spend. No, I've heard or I've seen it with my own eyes. Where a guy walks into this establishment, he buys a 3,000 rand champagne. He buys a seafood platter, 2 grand seafood platter. And after that, desserts, and the bill goes to about 6 grand just for 2 people. And
just one instance,
one
night.
Yeah, this happens in less than 2 hours because the sitting arrangement is just 2.5 hours, and still even tip a waiter about 1,000 rand, which goes to about 7 grand. I've seen this with my own eyes. But half the time when these guys are sitting with these women, the guy is on the phone the whole night. They don't even have
a connection.
So probably, let's not say they don't even have a connection. They have a connection, and it's that financial. Could it be an agreement or that financial
transaction?
So women will actually have a big problem with this because they would say, man, we're now
shaming their husbands.
You cannot afford. But and another thing, though, now we might think 7 grand is a lot of money, which is probably a lot of money depending on how you get it and how much you get and where you get it. 7,000 is a lot of money. I don't know how those guys get the money, but in a night, 7,000 is nothing to spend on a woman. That's the other factor.
And now you think you're gonna compete with such a guy with a little love, Nekepsi hands.
I mean, even if Nami was a chick, I was going to dump you and go for that guy is going to spend the 7 grand for me over the night. But is that love? Yeah. We really wanted that somebody of the opposite sex issue. This was the part that she was going to actually respond to us with it. Now, do they really love?
No, here's the thing. For me, as you are speaking about this scenario, Ibekayo, it's one thing to want money. It's one thing to want love. The mixture of these two things are not, they don't really gel well, because if the other one is dependent on the other, if your love for me is dependent on the ability of my ability to give you money, Ukubheja, then I should really think twice. And right now, I once said, I'm not sure if it was in that podcast, that very first podcast. So do yourself a favor and revert back to the other podcast, because we go back and forth. So I said one time, maybe I'm saying it for the first time, the first cut is the deepest.
No, you're saying it for the first time.
For the first time. The first cut is the deepest. There's even songs about such. It means that what initially you thought is love is what you are going to follow as a way of finding love. Does that make sense? Or I should maybe the first way you felt loved, and you made your own interpretation that this is what I call love. That because this guy gave me 1,000 rand, this is the very first time ever a person loved me. That was the very first cut. This means that you're gonna need more and more of that kind of love. Those 1,000 rand are gonna become 2,000. That 2,000 is gonna become 4,000 and such. You understand? Because initially, when your initiation into love was money, therefore it must just be there all the time. Umzoke, or who grew up, or who first let's kiss. Butterflies in the stomach and stuff and all of that. I love her. I keep thinking about her. I love the way she embraces me, the hug and stuff, and all her temperature and shit. It's not gonna fly with a person who started by money, Because this kind of love that I'm talking about is in the fairy tale. And then somebody else. But right now, these days, there's so much influence. People influence each other over networks and everything, social media, people bragging about what their boyfriends did for them. And then each one of them is feeling like, nah, man, this man doesn't love me enough. He hasn't done what that other guy did. This guy bought flowers. This guy did that. There's so much pressure. And then there's that stupid Valentine's Day. I don't want to get started. Let me hand over to Wayne.
While you're putting across your point, also mentioning about a previous podcast, I might need to refer to a statement that I mentioned. I think it was the first podcast about the upbringing of a girl child. Today's life, people share fucking set or whatever it is, and or meet and tell themselves, I don't need a man and all that. Then if you check, we have a lot of single mothers. We are here and there. She's got this boyfriend who comes with flowers. She's got this boyfriend who comes with chocolate. Now, kids master and learn things that they see, especially at the age of 6, more than what they're taught at school. There's a certain age where kids actually look and see, oh, so indoor used to come with the flowers. Mama was like, oh, indoor used to come with the grocery. Then, that's the man. And this is not her father. This is some boyfriend, random boyfriend, who will disappear anyway at some point. Because you know how much it happens with single mothers. Now, again, let's not run away from the fact that we need fathers to be present in their daughters' lives, where a daughter can actually understand the father figure and see when Baba is here at home, he's happy. This is how he's gonna treat Umama. When he's payile, he gets up happy. After castle rich, then they're happy with Mama. We don't have all that. When Utata Kwatile gets home, he's angry, and this is how he's gonna behave. We don't have all that. It's Umama with some random boyfriend that comes, and when you come to a single mother, you make sure you have to impress for that little amount of time. You get what you want, you go. But if a father is going to be present, then it's a different ball game. Then the women were going to understand the first love from their father, who is not expecting anything from her. It's just father love.
Okay.
If that was a pateli chocolate, it's just because this is my daughter. But if I take you to a Saints or I take you to a Grand Cafe as a man, half the time you're opening the menu and checking, you're also on the menu for the men. There is no way a man is just going to splash manje on you.
The dessert after the dessert.
You are also on the menu. And now, there is a little girl who grew up not understanding why a man who do certain favors splashes so much money on me. They don't understand that. Why? Because there was never a father figure in the upbringing for them to really understand that, no, indoor they can just do stuff for you and not want anything from you. But Namatita, when you are gonna be doing stuff for a woman, you expect something. So by the virtue of you expecting something, I think women with time, they go to understand it. So lendole abaya expect kuchuti is very expensive. If somebody can take me to Grand Cafe and spend 5 grand just for 2 minutes of ejaculation, expensive. Badge if we are phone. Badge if we are phone, you have to be the highest bid. Well, they might not agree and say, no, Nina, because you're broke ass niggas. That's why you think we're in Lomdo or Bejayo. well, I don't want to mention names, but there's some girl who told me she went to this guy's house and they just chilled there till midnight and one busy Uber. Then she left with niggas at 2.5 and says, "Thank you for being with me the whole night." And nah, nigga, there's no man who can do that.
So the guy didn't do the business.
She says he didn't ask for anything, and this happened on 3 occasions. So women always defend this Ukubheja by saying it's broke ass niggas who want to think, when you do something for a girl, Ukubheja, it's just a token of appreciation. That's how they put it. And somebody tried to make sense to me, a guy now saying to me, Wayne, it's just that you're broke. When you make it in life, and you have R1 million in your account, giving a chick 10 grand or going to Grand Cafe and spending 20,000 rand while champagne is nothing. Because you're turning. But I beg to differ. Why? Because does she even have a driver's license? Does she even have a college degree? Does she even have... Why don't we channel those finances to something positive? Because usually half the time it's nails, alcohol, spirits, 100 rand a bottle,
ice tropez. I read this other post, this Facebook funny memes. The person was saying, these guys that were Uzi Identity and blah blah blah. They mentioned all of these kind of inferior brands that they feel like are inferior. These guys, these guys that were about Nike, about Gista, about Fabiani, they don't take wives. About Lamachita Nabafazi, Akile, Makaya, Atini, Zandoni, because they are wearing those cheap brands and everything. And then these Gista guys, they go, but it's these Gista guys that are after these women that like money. And then these women, they feel like, he's wearing Fabiani, what, he's wearing da. Look at his watch, he's got money. And therefore, I can date him and whatnot. Now, guy, what he's gonna do is those first instances he wants to impress. He's like, hi ladies, what do you guys drink? Just keep buying ice tropez, buying Hennessy, buying that. And then these women, they are like, no. This is the man. And therefore, both of them are in a trap. The other one thinks he's being loved. The other one thinks she has won lotto, or this guy is the money maker. And then the relationship happens, and then now realities get revealed. What's the guys at some point, he's like, I need petrol for in the Chile, calls this very same girl. What the hell does he think he wants from me, a girl? You're not a girl, you're my partner. So therefore, we should Chile. Why must it be me? Allowance and man is destiny. On top of that, it is love. I must love you. I must give you money. I must respect you. Otherwise, it's not in their fonyosa. All of these things. It's too much. It's too much. It's too much. No.
And if you are checking what I'm so, the first instance when you meet a woman, you gotta impress. This is how it has been designed.
The issue is that of impressing with money. You see, how
else can you impress? You gotta impress with
talk, make jokes, make a laugh.
Bruh. When you are now talking about guys who go to the gym and have a six-pack, and women will say, I like a tall and dark, handsome guy, bruh. That was with Dala, bruh. Have you seen some guy with some funny big stomach like this, rolling with some fine-ass chick, bruh? When are you with your six-pack? Bruh. No. Bruh, they need to see the color of your money. But basically now, is it a fair statement to say now, women are now selling themselves? indirectly. We've got people who sell directly. Ekubana. Are we supposed to mention names?
I don't mention that. We gotta blare that one.
So there are places where you go and Sisi eating business, then she tells you, nah, if you've no hamba I don't know the rest.
Straight up.
Yeah. Then get Niham and you're into business, you give her juice, you go. You don't worry how she's gonna go home, you don't worry what she's gonna eat later on, you don't worry what she's gonna eat tomorrow. That's a direct transaction. Then we've got these type of transactions now where I look at some finest women and I say, yeah, that's my type. We have what was that right English word? Interaction. We feel, we've got something in common. We got chemistry. But after that chemistry, you need to enhance, you need to prove that with all this chemistry that you're coming up with, you still can provide. So you have to be the highest bidder. Somebody was telling me, if you find men arguing about football, 6 men arguing, hey, Ronaldo is the best. Man, no. Did you see that goal? And a woman is passing by. So if you see men, they carry on with their football, debate, and they don't even say, hey, Sisi, that means there's something wrong with you. Men gotta stop and say, hey, what have you done? Hey, Sisi, and women love that. Women love attention. That's why they wear all those makeups. Women love attention.
No, that means then that attention that they get means that they stand a higher chance of getting more money. I used to, when I was in Joburg, in Midrand, there was a club there. I'm sure people that have stayed long in Midrand, they know that. Ipintombi. It was there near Boulders, taxi rank. So there I had friends there. So at some point when I was in Joburg, I got to be acquainted with the place, and then I got to DJ there with the other guys. But Kulandau, I'm but I'm a chill. I'm completely but there were very few chicks bayathengisa.
So what do you mean? We had women inside.
The only women that are inside, but they are there for uthengisa.
Okay.
There were rooms for people to do their business at the back. So one of the guys I was DJing with, that guy. Okay, we didn't have money all the time. The guy had money all the very fucking time.
The guy you used to DJ with.
The guy I was DJing with, he was like, "Mzo, here's some beer." If he comes, he just buys beers and sits there. We get the same amount of money from DJing and stuff, and then it's gonna come later in the night when we finish, when the club closes. And then the guy had money all the time, and I'm like, how does he get the money? And it turns out his girlfriend is in the business there. So he keeps the money. He's the bodyguard and stuff. So, and I'm like, how does this work? So this woman is providing now for this guy with the money that she does in darker means at the corners of that club.
Mm-hmm.
But this guy is like the bodyguard. If that woman has a problem with a certain guy who doesn't want to pay or gives her nonsense, that guy goes there and sorts it out, and then comes back and play pool, and then we drink pools. But coming back to what we're talking about, we are talking about a situation here. This one has got this. I would love to say is genuine love. It's got nothing to do with money.
You mean this DJ guy and
this DJ guy and this woman, and this woman, because it's the other way around now. The woman is giving the guy money. The money is being kept by this guy, and then this woman is wrecking her soul for this nigga, and then and such. Now coming coming back to the topic of the day of that girlfriend allowance and stuff, can we safely say that it has eradicated love? I don't think there's love anymore now because I cannot meet all the love requirements, because some of the love requirements now want me to take money out of my pocket and give it to my partner, give it to my woman. If I'm not able to do that, am I not worthy of having anyone?
Yeah, that's the order of the day. So,
Nah.
and if you see women who would actually say, well, they don't mind about your financial status and wouldn't really mind about how much you earn and how much you give them, it's probably some old women with probably kids and all that. These who are still active in umjolo, they need umbheja. And if you don't, somebody else will do. And she's gone. And you don't understand what is happening. But it's just our badge. But I don't know if you answered me when I said, so can we basically say they are now selling indirectly? They are selling indirectly. Because for you,
I don't want to open a can of worms, but I would safely say yes.
Because a relationship also constitutes sex. I think it constitutes a very big amount there, like 70% of utumjolo floor. It's in the bedroom.
It's in the bedroom.
Yeah.
Uyakwazi bana icheri nibe ningekayenzi lento, but you still feel like anikabikho connected until.
That's why you see you got this woman where understand that when she will clap you, she's a harakat woman, and everybody's saying, why? So not why this one? You know, now you're like telling them, hey guys, you don't know what she does in the bedroom. It's there in the room. It makes you just off the hook and you feel like, I've got to do all that I can do for this woman. Just to keep
I think we got a caller.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's
all
interesting.
Right, yeah, we got a caller. Let's hear Umhlalutini. What's the pickup? Yebo.
It's a good thing, man. You know, right? I got there. Like, it feels nice. Spoiler, you know. Just 1,000 rands and there. Like, hey, babe, take care of yourself. You know. And then, like, hey, babe, if I get 200, buy yourself lunch. Hey, whoa. Say a cute top, you're like, actually, I'm finally down the top.
Besides.
And then, like, maybe a chocolate and jeans and glasses on your top. Me, and some. I saw this and I thought I'm funny like this one. But of course, you only do this for people that do it for you, you know. I believe in like reciprocating. It's that. So it's only fair, like if you do it and Umduwako also does it. Obviously, like it wasn't the shame. I have to see that Umduwako can equally do it, you know. Like if I see Umduwako can give me this, or I use just random gestures and acts of kindness, then I'll do it for him. It only keeps the relationship more fun, you know?
What did you get from that? Nah, you know what? I got the part funeka umjida aqale ayenze. Why funeka uqale kuyenze umjida? Engayiqala ayenze ngokwakhe yena usister. Aqala aqonda ngambe, okay, you know what? Ukhala nge-1,000 rand, ne?
Mm-hmm.
Then in proportion to what? What if his salary is 2,000 espan? Then I need to buy groceries, I need to do a whole lot of stuff. So why must it has a number, this one. She has a number on it. But getting back to that point that I started with, why must I start to give before I get mna as a guy? But even that, it's a very safe statement that she's saying.
But
because they hardly
answer you,
Yeah.
Why must you start by giving before you get? You are the one who started approaching her. Initially, you stalked her probably on Facebook. You say, "Hi, Mhleza. You are my type." So you need to prove.
I didn't go there to pay money, but I went there to find love.
But you see, you're not the only one who is trying to find love from her.
So I must have money.
You must have apparatus to back up your statement. That way now.
Why must it be money? What about affection? What about being there for her? What about assisting her with a whole lot of stuff?
Yeah, no.
Yeah, that is giving in. That is showing my appreciation.
But you see, so let's not run away from the fact that money makes the world evolve. Everybody wants money. Yeah, but or maybe okay, you might be right. Maybe indlala futhi man.
All right.
Oh no.
Okay.
Some people look at I'll give you a certain scenario. Oh, you said I shouldn't mention names. There's this woman I used to like that woman some years back. But I was so poor. And I grew up in a very poor background. And I had this friend who, when every time I'm with him, he splashes money. But it's not like he was getting it from his woman. He was getting it from his parents because they were running a business. Like, if he's not there, then I'm nothing. I'll have to keep on calling him. When he arrives, things that happen. But I was dating this fine chick woman. Then I could see my friend is always eyeing my chick. Oh, now I'll say, Neo. Neo is in Botswana. I don't know. Neo, hello, Neo. I'm gonna be in shit cases because we went for years fighting about this.
Okay.
Then Neo behind me, she started sleeping with this guy.
Your chick is sleeping with this guy?
Yeah, my best friend now. She started sleeping with this guy. This happened. The guy will take me to a pub. He buys alcohol. Then he starts yawning. He's going to Nell. This happened. And I had a clue that this was already happening because I had, I saw him picking up Nell. But now I was in doubt, in denial, that, but okay, it was happening. Then, I think probably 10 years later, I visited Neo. I went to Neo State. But why am I saying names? I went to see the girl and she apologized and said, "No, man, I'll tell you the truth. Yes, I did sleep with your friend, but it was because you know how it was. We used to lack this, we didn't have this. And the Mchita wako was always there. And as a Tetinyani, when I went, you were not really... You providing. Yeah. Umchita wako, we knew it was him. If he's there, then things happen. So I was naive. I was a little girl. Then yes, I did sleep with your friend. So you see, Indlala constitutes.
Yeah. Hey, yeah. Talking about I think largely that I got two stories to tell, but I'm not gonna dwell on the stories. But this one time. My girlfriend is in a taxi that's going to town.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, "Hey, I hear these guys, these girls." She comes back later on. She tells me that, "Yeah, there were ladies talking about you in the taxi." And I'm like, no. Yes. She said they were like Mzo. And I'm like, there are too many Mzo. Mzolisi, Mzo, what. There's too many Mzos out there. They're like, no. They said Lucy's friend.
Oh.
And I'm like, and like when they said a friend got Lucy, and then she says, I started listening.
Oh.
And then now, okay, so I don't know about Ngala Kakulu because now I just buy drinks for myself, and my Dimani Sapa friends I'm sell corner, sell. That's that. Maybe amateur. But what I'm trying to emphasize, why bezojonga behavior yam? When they say tavern, bajonga ukuthi ungala kakhulu. It's all that lendithetha Wayne indlala.
Do you know women actually go out at times? Certain women go out with probably just 50 rand to buy the first side and just sit there and wait for
but we have
some hungry lion, and they'll leave the pub, the drunkest person
with the 200 on the
with the 200. Yeah,
got to be in 20 rand.
But was life like this even before? Like Ukubheja, but they never used to go to cruise. But you know, in the apartheid era, it was la shipping. They go and chill there. Makulis, they're sitting at home. But when the empowerment of women now, when they feel we are equal, bang and Amanda when they go groove, and they expect you to do something. I mean, hi, Mzo.
It's expected.
Yeah.
But let's not be one-sided. Pack that thought. Namachita these days, I call Namachita that are living off women. Women and Amachita was unit. These guys, they wouldn't date. They to first find out who's that. Okay, what is she driving? They see khakis on a woman and stuff, and like there's money there. They target that. They date such women so that but they get some kind of boyfriend allowance.
But that definitely has to be an old woman. That has to be a 90s.
That's always the case. That's always the case.
So unfortunately, that's how it happens. So at a certain age, women are so active at 17 to 24. I don't think they have time to actually spoil a man. 17 to 24, it's their prime time. Every other guy wants them. You see, as a DJ, when I'm playing in a club, I see them 17 to 24. They are there dancing. I'll be to 12. They're all gone. Every other man wants that, 17 to 24 age. And how and where do they go? I will see happy from here. A nigga wants to move this chick from there because otherwise there are other sharks who can
snatch. Yeah. No, look. It's very hopeless for young men. And I'm sure out there they are very bitter about old guys dating the girls that they are supposed to be dating them. This is the impact of this girlfriend allowance and finance. They are not able to cough out that girlfriend allowance. They don't have money. They are broke. They are not well developed when it comes to sex. There's a lot that they need to do. My advice to you young men is that in your 20s, do not date. Do not date. Just admire those that you love, but do not date into serious. I'll tell you why. Because what's going to happen is that umjolo uyacosta. Girlfriend allowance and everything is because umjolo uyacosta. You have to pour petrol to go and meet someone. You have to drive her around when she wants to be driven around. You have to cough up this allowance. You have to buy her airtime. You have to buy her data. You have to buy her hair. You have to do her nails. You have to do all of that. You are still young. You don't have that. You are still a student. And therefore, you are swimming against the current here because that's why the dictator wing of the younger men that are living off women is because these women are older. Because they've lived to make their mark and make money. They are at a stage of being desperate. It works the other way with women. They are desperate when they are younger. But when they are older, men are desperate when they are younger for women. But when they get older, they've made money. They are not that desperate. But with women, they are not desperate when they are younger because every man is running after men, like what Wayne was saying. But when they get older, they've established other things. they are making money. Therefore, now they are trying to patch other things in their lives. They're like, okay, let me get a fresh man, because all of that time of their youth they spent trying to better their lives, so that when their life takes shape, then they can start to do other things. Because we are poor because we've been dating and having chicks here and making compromises. Starting mali zefisi kisa macheri, you take imali buyinikwe ngabazali bakho for ukwenza into serious, uphunzule cherry yakho and what not. Imali ongenayo kwa wena simply because ucenga uthando olungekhoyo ngephufu emntwini ofuna imali. Yamba. So I feel like I've been talking a lot when kaungena okanye sibamba okay. Let's see how many. Yeah.
I think girlfriend allowance is very important in a relationship. It cannot be imali, but getting spoiled by my boyfriend is important, so that our relationship we have enough power, many spark.
Okay.
As much as this spoiled one, not time to very senior. Yeah. This one was petty come nine as a girlfriend. We all know we not getting now window. And as in daughter, who's gonna get so that you can provide. It's not a must, but also it's a necessity. For me, yeah, girlfriend allowance is very important.
Okay, to interpret, basically she's saying a girlfriend allowance is a necessity. Well, there's a time she played around with words. It's not a must, but it's a necessity.
It's not a must.
But it's a necessity. Yeah. Meaning, I mean, it has to be, just to be part of your lifestyle.
But what gets to me is the part where she says it has an impact on how much she will love me.
Yeah, meaning the amount of opening legs is determined by the amount of she says.
Oh la la. See,
no, let's put it on hold and we just digest this one.
Okay.
She says the amount of finances that you push through to her,
Yeah, it spark relationship or something.
Meaning, if you do not put so much, you see, I don't know if I mentioned that already. How much is enough for Umbejo?
Oh. This is the thing. Omnye bethe 1,000 rand apha besikisa mamelong ethetha nge1,000 rand. But that 1,000 rand, what is it for? Can you count the things that you're going to do with the money so that I can quantize it? Did you, okay, this is what's enough for this kind of thing?
Because how much is what I always ask the lender by Faga is with frontal. How much is frontal?
But that thing gets bought once, eh?
Don't you reinstate it and all that? It's once off. I'm just trying to figure out.
I don't,
because I don't think women do that with their own money.
I don't know. I'm part of Stingy Men Association, so
if they are when I know you're in school,
I'm an advocate,
Secretary General of the SG, Stingy Men Association SG, and you recruited me. That's why I'm trying to also advocating for why should men pay so much. Hey, but I picture is as Vuma getting after this podcast. Let's just stingy years. Even going to sit down for all this time trying to advocate for why men should why much a better. No, it's not like we're advocating why should men actually pay out. We wanna get the understanding as to the advantages and the disadvantages of Umbejo. Because like the question I asked like a minute ago, how much is enough for Umbejo cherry? Because you might think you are giving her enough, and before you know it, it's not even. It's just a drop in the ocean for her necessities. Somebody mentioned in necessity, but There was one woman who was open with me some years back that I was dating. She said to me, Bona Keputi, back then, like 12 years ago, 500 rand. 500 rand was a lot of money. And I was still studying and working, that. So it was a lot of money because she would say, we are ifuna mali every month. And la mali was 200 for her nails and 300 for locks. Even she would do dreadlocks. She knew my payday, and she would even send a question mark if the day and I haven't put something through. She was in the government, so in a way I pay like 15, and I was paying like 25. Meaning, yes, she's definitely broke around the 50. That's 2 weeks already after you payday. And when I really loved that woman, and I thought it was normal for me to give her 500. And I'll make sure I'll transfer 500 to her. But I got to a point where I could not afford 500. Get a loan to give her. If I start going like that, she even got to be friends with this other girl I was working with. I said, and I had to make ends meet even illegally at times so that I sent her money. And I thought that was love. Till I had to sit down with a friend who Rejoice is based in the UK. I think she will attest to this. I actually said, I didn't sit down with her. I actually called her and said, this predicament, and I really love this woman, but this is what I'm going through. And at this point, I cannot really afford le mali ayifuna and ngamthanda lo mntana. Wathi kum akakuthandi lo muntu uyakuuse. Man, I didn't take that lightly because and I thought that was love. And hey, brah, I started giving excuses about la mali. Then she started giving excuses about coming to sleep over to my place. So eventually, that's how the relationship died down. So imali plays a very vital role in today's umjolo. And now we're discussing this so that we find means of having people to understand that it's not a good thing to do, or we are just trying to have people.
We are not prescribing what's right for people, but we are outlining what's happening out there in the world. I'm sure everybody uyayazi into sithetha ngayo, yenzeka next door, yenzeka around you, yenzeka ubrother wakho, yenzeka usister wakho afike enento ezinhle apha ne-iPhone engakhange ithengwa apha endlini.
So while we are on that, there is besides the phone calls, there was a guy who did that. We were contemplating singayidlala la VN yakhe, which was like 5 minutes long. Are we able to actually out where it is? Yeah, because that will actually make this debate very, very interesting. I don't know.
All right.
And we should actually bring him here on one of these podcasts. He was making a lot of we guys. Definitely. We had one guy who said he didn't really have airtime to make a call, but was to the VN. Again, he can just confirm now that we received the VN. And we have it because we listened to part of it before we were on shoot.
Can I play it?
Molweni ngozini. Into endifuna yazi yileyo ba ifike nabantu qala lento ngoba iyasokolisa le concern of girlfriend allowance. Kum a personal point of view, yento dingasela girlfriend allowance, it is a bad and dangerous thing. From no one demands you in my circle of life that has used the girlfriend allowance to better their lives. However, it's always imali ezawusetyenziselwa izinto umuntu angakwazi uzi-afforda, i.e. emails, airtime, which all those things are zizinto ezingalastiyo, because 90% yabantu aba-under i-girlfriend allowance akakho ode kuthi uyatshata egqibeleni. After a girlfriend allowance, I got in Mazio to dance a driver's license with my girlfriend allowance, or I built a one room at home, or whatever, like it is positive, except to like food, is basically consumables, where it contains a girlfriend allowance, and I find this and sweets. These sweets don't last. but they're nice now, you understand? Then umuntu ozisebenzelayo imali yakhe uyafana ne-normal food or normal meal, because it's not nice. You take a long time to prepare it, but it does feed your body, and then also it's healthy for your body. You can eat it as much as you want. You won't have side effects compared to sweets that you cannot eat sweets the whole day. You at the end of the day, you're gonna need food. So therefore, girlfriend allowance in danger. There's not enough money for girlfriend allowance. Secondly, I use those battle, and in reality, about more than 70% of people I know are under girlfriend allowance. Most of them do drink, so that money goes towards entertaining their friends, not her alone, but just her and the friends. And the more money you give her, the more friends she gets. Meaning imali nje efana nobekwa emanzini ihambe nomlambo ingaphindi ibonakala. So on my side of the world, as long as ungaphindi ba isuka phi, ndingathi masihambe siyocima isource ingabikho completely, like eradicate it, remove it, destroy it, and make sure that doesn't exist, because abantu abaninzi, they depend on it to a point where even if I don't love this guy anymore, but because I depend on that girlfriend allowance, on that money that he gives me every month, I have to put a smile on my face and act as if I like this thing. Therefore, diffusion is dangerous for both sides, both him and her, because you are wasting this guy's time thinking that you still love him or her, or whatever. In those calls, because some guys like other guys, girls like other guys, whatever it is in terms of the relationship. However, the one that always pays for things at the end of the day is the one that usually is the one that's really in love, and secondly, akayiboni xa esengathandwa anymore. And lona usoloko efumana imali, the time you find a better money somewhere else, they never hesitate to leave. They just jump out and leave, and then they tell you a lot of things that, like, they make comparison with your machine size. Or after 3 years or 4 years of you dating that person, after receiving all that girlfriend allowance. Secondly, which is thirdly or the lastly, which is the most dangerous thing that I hate about girlfriend allowance, is these people that keep dying. Bebulawa ngamadoda. Seeing I understand the city men are violent, gender-based violence on this equation. The reason being, you are thinking of all the money you spend, not all the love you spend. Because if it was not about money, any man that is showing Ntombazana will move on. There's no dangerous thing about it. I mean, there's no bad things about it. But the day of once while you spend money for the past 3 years, 4 years, entertaining in needs only to find out anymore, say move on already, and you got someone else who's going to take care of that financial side, they usually leave you. And then not all of us can tolerate the same way. Abanye babo, not all of them, abanye babo are violent to a point where ufike kwintombazana ekhathiweyo endlini okanye kuthi umfana ubulele intombazana endlini. That thing is the main seed of the gender-based violence. Can't be gender-based violence. Actually, sometimes it's females that are giving money to a guy. Then this guy cheats. Okanye amuve on, then this girl apaphele engumuntu or psycho okanye ifuna ubulala, because in psychology we don't all understand it the same way, the same level, and it's affected in different ways. Ungathi kungazange umbulale umuntu okhonzayo, but just because of you thinking of this allowance that you were giving all this time, only to find out that this person is not with you, then it activates something ezihamba ngathi uyi-animal wena ungazazi babe kuthini uphele ubulala. Some people will have imali ayibhatalayo emntaneni for 7 years or 8 years. Kulanyaka we-15 kuthiwe no, king, that child is not yours. You're not thinking of the love that you're giving that child. You still have that love. That thing doesn't change. You still have the love of that child, even if it's not yours, because it's for that bond that this child grew up under your arm. The only thing you think about is the finance and then the time that you have wasted. That's the thing that causes other people to become animals. So, no doctor girlfriend allowance, I, as the individual of this particular country, I do not agree with it. I do not support it. That thing needs to be buried now. Thank you.
Yeah, that was very mouthful.
We should have actually started with this VN and digest on it. How much time do we have?
No. Let's go on a bit more because we've got a bit of stuff to move on. Yeah.
But let's dwell into what this guy was saying. So you mentioned a lot of things. he mentioned, but he completely says he's against the fact that women should be given imali as umbejo, those allowances. He says, no, it's wrong.
A dangerous game.
Why? Because he says half the time, he has never seen a woman she has built a little house, a little one-room house out of Lamali.
Driver's license.
It's usually Lamali, she's with friends, go happy. Because, the way we spend money is different. Imali always happens leo, and Imali just comes. Imali always happens leo, and it comes as salary. Even if is recklessly, you are cautious every time you try and swipe for a borrow of 1,000 rand. But because the times you overlook and say, but it's my money, you feel, let me just use the money. But there's a difference with somebody who just gets the money and they don't know how where it came from and how much this particular person worked for the money. This is what this guy is saying. And he also goes on to say, half the time, when women get this money, it's money that they use on the nails, it's money that they use
on entertainment,
on weave, it's money that they use on drinking alcohol. It even adds on to say, with friends. Usually when who got
it's free money.
It's free money. You cannot go and eat free money alone. You need company. That's what he mentions. He also gives an example where he says, imali ebuya ezumpecho for free is almost like a legacy. It's sweet. You can just only sweet and the next thing is finished. It's just there. It's a flavor, then it's done.
No, but what are your thoughts? Ultimately, he says mpecho is a no-no when out team.
If you now want my opinion, I don't want people to start now crushing me. Now I'm here to assess what I'm saying.
All right. All right.
No. Where are you going? We need to still talk about this guy.
Okay.
Then, the strongest point that I was almost forgetting, which he said, was his third point. Guys, I've always, if I would ask for people in my circles, they know I always mention this. Why we have GBV today? It's men, lababa beja. They invest in a woman. And when you invest in a woman, it's financially, it's morally, it's physically. You are there for this particular human being. You pay for her upbringing, for her, and you pay for what you pay for a rent, you pay because you think you are in love. And these women, they don't think of it that way. They think, no, this is just happening because it's the time. And at some point, when the woman now feels, now I'm there, I don't really need you. Or basically, or somebody approaches her who is the highest bidder. They feel, no, well, I've got to move on. How do you think that other guy is going to feel after all that investment? Lama 1,000, which was that other lady was mentioning about, Kuzomeleng Unkai, 1,000 every week, 200 nyana. That other guy from Pick and Pay was actually calculating it. It gives about 4 grand a month. Then you decide, no, I'm just going to move on. This is where you get the term umuntu.
It's a waste of time. You've wasted your time.
Men, I think all men don't take this lightly. This is when now you find some guy who was he's loyal, he's always at church, he's good, everything is good. But he shot his chick, he shot her dead. You don't understand how. It's things like this where you accept these so-called gifts, umpecho and whatever you want to call it, and you decide one of the days that, nah, I need to move on.
So Zamgutu way lompecho liability. So, but when you give that money to your loved one, or your, let me not say loved one, it may just be family, to your girlfriend, does it mean that she owes you something, or you are giving her as a gift? Because now I don't understand this emotion of saying I should be violent now because I've been giving you money for 3 years, and right now you are leaving me. Were you buying me to stay with you? Is this what it means?
You see, let's not. I'm not promoting violence or whatever.
No. It's not justifiable that you are going to be violent simply because you paid money.
In my time of living here on earth, I haven't come across at any point where somebody just given money for free. There's no free money in this world.
No. You love that person. You want them to be okay.
Yes. Okay, probably that's what you think, but they think.
But you're not buying you're not buying them to stick with you.
You see, half the time is these men who are older and date younger women, and they want to protect their interests. And how do they do that? They pump certain amount to make sure that she's mine and mine alone. Pay for the flat, pay for her needs and everything, and you think, no, I'm good. Then she belongs to me. But she doesn't think like that. And half the time, men who like to pump so much money, they tend to be abusive. Because the moment you give so much to a woman, the moment you give so much to a woman, then you are so controlling. You want to protect your interests.
Where are you?
Yeah. And if things don't add up, you need to answer.
But it's not going to be nice if I gave you money, I gave you $2,000 now, and then you're saying, I'm asked, where are you? Or maybe a girlfriend says to me, Zo, can you give me something? I just want to have fun here. Me and my friend Refilwe. I'm like, okay, I wire the money, and then I decide, okay, let me just come to your house and eat your flat, and you're not here.
And your phone is off.
And I hear you are at Cubana and stuff, and there are some guys there. But I've got money that I've put there. What if she went to that Cubana without me having pumped money? She went on her own.
And what are you saying now? You don't have the right.
I didn't give the money. Yes.
So you don't have the right to if you didn't.
I want us to get into the fact that what makes me feel like that money that I gave her is the one that made me to follow her. Must I not follow her if I have not given the money? Because she's my girlfriend, I still need to know her whereabouts, whether there's money or not.
If you don't give the money at times, you don't have that energy. And
why? You see, you're contradicting yourself, because if you're saying my voice is paid up with money, whether I need to say what I like or not, then it means that you are teaching her that. So that she knows that now he has not given me money, therefore he's not going to demand. He only demands when he gives me money.
But this is all determined with the fact that how was your first meetup? If you introduced her to, there is the money, baby, go. Then where are you? And then she tells you exactly where she is. Here is the money, baby, go. Then she tells you exactly where she is. You fail to give her the money. She's wherever she is. You want to find out where she is. I think she feels, no, man, I'm with my friends. You're not part of my
what's going on here.
Yeah. We might not want to agree to.
It gets to be very finicky. Can we get to one more to another person?
Do we have enough time?
We don't have time, but let's move on. Let's move on. I want us to get to everyone. So she means that there will be no stability if akubhejwa. And then kuba mnandi ngobhejwa. If akubhejwanga kumnandanga. Kanti kujolela ntoni kanti? In fact, I'm confused now. Because okay, Wayne, asingena apha Wayne qala ne before ndize kuwe emhlanje. Wayne, ujolela ntoni? Ngaphandle kwekuko.
Bona, that question, I'll answer it in a different way, depending determined with at what age did you ask me? Jola for certain
I'm
reasons.
asking you right now. Let's not make it long now.
Hey nigga, don't put me under the bus. But like now, Baba, for me to approach a woman, it means equal to the bonan. I'm impressed.
Okay.
By this being. There's all that. Wow. Then approach her because she's got the whatever that I feel
attracts you.
Yeah, she attracts me, then I'm there. But
we about to it. Focus on the portrait.
But to enhance the approach and make sure she understand that I'm serious about what I'm talking about, I have to spoil her. Women have got to understand that a man has to prove, but he really means what he's saying. He has to do it in this way. And what is that way? If you don't do that, somebody else does it.
Hey, that's a dangerous one. Don't do what other people do.
And you do it, you overdo it, and at some point probably somebody does it better than you.
But then they kick you out. You see, you're putting a trap on yourself.
But how about you splash woman with money and you're not that good in bed? Or you don't even make her come. She doesn't even come. She doesn't even ejaculate. I was listening to this program where this woman was saying, I've been dating my husband for 15 years. We've got 4 kids. And I've never come.
I heard something. One person was saying, I get that. One person was saying, Macheri was asking a question on Facebook. Macheri, nifuna ukhanyisa okanye nifuna imali. Choose one.
Yeah, bro, don't need to tell you nifuna imali.
Ne?
Yeah. But now
they've got toys for the other one.
Not even toys.
It's good.
Okay.
Oh, shucks.
Allowance. See, I've been
iyakulanda bethetha ke nguwe bangaba iyafana ngathi kathengiswa because ngoku akayifumani inkonzo ekamereni ngenxa bangaba akakhuphanga. So this whole month akazifumana until month end where he can cough up.
And it to be done, she won't really put it across there.
This is out of proportion. This thing is ngoba nabantu man bavela abantu bakhoyo ngoku
mama uzoba serious nje xa yolala phansi ubejini and gown akufulathele it's done. I knew, but when you know yanda.
But ukhuphe imali,
the other chick said it makes it oils up and gels up everything.
And see water. These days it's tough. So let's get to another one and see Mututini.
I Tamzo in the girlfriend allowance. Ndindoda nje ndiyibona umbhede kodwa ngifuna lo ndimxele mbhede la straight ngamane kuhlukana inhloko nesithandi anoyingena lo nto leyo Mathemza futhi ukuthi awaraki ba ngizatapha mntu khona hayi uba ujonyana nanyana ngoba uzowunesikhathi ngingumntu ngengxaki unefamily ngoku uzoyithini loo nto kumele nesikhathi kumele usinikeze imali njalo kanti ungasebenzi uhleleleni
isikhathi ndifuna uyabona lento ithethwa lo ndifuna kwenza kanjani kula majita amachera i6 kwi-salary 1. How do you balance that one?
I mentioned this in another podcast. For you you need to be financially stable. Umjolo needs you to be very, very financially stable. For you to be around there and try and plant women around, you need it's a lot of administration and you need to be very, very financially stable.
It's really tough, eh?
But so check. We've played probably 4 or 5 voice notes. All the guys are against Ukubheja. They're saying no, that's nonsense. And all the girls, I think 6 or 3 guys said no. The 3 girls said yeah. So tell me something. Just out of these 6 that we've played, who are these guys dating? Are they dating women who don't mind about umjolo, or they are lying to us here and just saying ababeji, umbedo, and all that?
Look,
and the girls are saying, nah, I'll not settle for somebody who doesn't fork out something. So are you telling me there are men somewhere that we don't know where they exist from? Because already so far we've got a contradiction.
A contradiction of the two.
But I'm bad to the kids at the back.
So I'm presuming lama doda wabasisi ayabheja enza lento bathetha ngayo bathi bayayifuna. Lamajida athi awabheji enza lento athetha ngayo lamajida awabheji.
But are they dating? Which women are they dating?
Good question. That's a good question.
Or we should actually also ascertain.
Or maybe there are certain kinds of women that are like, but there was the other one that talked about reciprocating and saying that I do in return and whatnot. Is that the case? But all in all I can say is, in my programming as a man, in my genetics, in your genetics, a woman that's under my roof will never go hungry. They will never go desperate for anything, and all of those things, all of the basics will be catered for.
True,
but that's not what women want. They want something more. They want money that's of their own. You can feed her a turkey this day. You feed her a tiger fish, rare things. You could feed her sushi. That don't matter to her. What matters is the money that you're gonna take out of your pocket and give it to her for her to do what she wants to do with it.
Before I forget, the last guy, there's a point that he mentioned. We've got family and we need to cater for family already, and women want. Which family was he referring to? His immediate family or his external
family, where you come from? We as black people, we've got like black decks, which is your family, where you come from, your Eastern Cape, your things.
We should actually have a podcast about this again on another day. As much as we black people say kuko umama for young brothers, the moment you get to school and you've qualified, parents will want you to assist with your little brothers. Fees, you have to assist if it's Christmas. I don't know. Parents, I think they ask for too much. More than what we're supposed to actually be giving them. And that's what we call black tax. Like we are the over. I gave birth to you. No, why I was prompted to talk about that. I didn't know what he was talking about. This guy city. I've got this family. So I was thinking he's married and he's got another family. He's talking about what he's on.
No, he's not talking about this family is catered for. The kid is there. You heard the kid talking there. But this one is fine. But he's talking that there's family that he has to cater for.
I was now thinking he is now with a girlfriend. And he's trying to tell Makwapen, hey, nigga, I have a family.
That also, he may be meaning that also. Sometimes.
I don't think he meant that. He meant family,
yeah.
But
family where
that could be another point again where, but let's not tolerate that. We are Zenzela, you decide to find Makwapen.
No.
If we need to decide to
I think we need to have on a different podcast. We need to speak about that Makwapen stuff.
Yeah, but bruh, if you think when you are good enough and you can afford Makwapen, don't cry when they think you should give them 1,000 or 2,000.
All right. Let's finish this before we wrap this. We're going over time, guys. So, but please bear with us a little bit. Let's hear what people are saying.
I-girlfriend allowance ndingayibeka ngolu hlobo anyanzelekanga kum uba ibe yimali kuthiwa every month nokhupha mhlawumbi 1,000 rand towards nje phofu out of nowhere. But yes, uba ufuna uncediswa into ethile, let's say ufuna uthenga into ethile kuloo nyanga umzekelo.
True that, Buddha.
Then I can do it, but it doesn't have to uba ibe inyanga nanyanga. Xa bayabhatala ngoku sekuthandweni hayi ndivumelana naye xa injalo.
Indirect.
Because going out you have to pay, yonke into you have to pay. Phinde umnike nemali uba okay ihlale nje hayi ndivumelana nayo.
Okay, we heard that one. Can we move to the next one? Yeah, so that we can about
Don't girlfriend allowance. Because about the allowance, not allowance management, no services. Okanye bathengisa abantu bathengisa qha ngakabijikele yathengiswa ubhatala thengisa ubhatala usemsebenzini wezemfundo because basiyajona sise-relationship right mali uba sezinto ezibhadlele sisenewethu uba sifune restaurant masihambe siyityisele siye-restaurant soyi-2 uba sifuna ukwenza loo nto masihambe siyokwenza loo nto soyi-2 leyo bandithatha imali ndiyinike wena yothini ayithini le mali wena andiyiva kakhulu.
Yeah, one lady for you know what? A person that has no interest of building you is the person that's going to keep taking money from you and doing the things that are useless, such as what ingabizonto ezakhaya angazenzeli i-driver's license yena angakhi indlu yakwabo angathi just like that other voice note from that other guy was saying. So I dare one young person there who's dating someone that wants to be a wife at the end of the day. Let's say next year is 2025. At the beginning of the year, just ask your girlfriend, okay, how much abazali bakhe they need for lobola, ne? And then but actually no ekaya bafuna 40,000 or something, right? And then what you do is uthi kuye, look, my girlfriend, I want to marry you ngizokulobola go December 2025. January you give her 4,000. We transfer kwi-bank account yakhe ukuthi makayigcine. Every month till October, that's 10 months.
So you get 40 grand.
That is 40 grand. Then that way you will see uba ngaba ufumene umuntu okanye ufumenanga umuntu apha. And then after that, xa ekhala sithi hanana awundloboli kunini sikule relationship blah 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 imali uyityile phaa ngokwakhe.
So you're talking about that. This is the chick I know. She met this Malawian guy, Capricorn. Baba Grand. They decided to put him up on shot. Then the chick said, "Oh, okay, it's fine. We'll raise the bali." So I'm so shot. That time, some years back, it was 20 grand, which was enough for a good muda and lobo. This Malawian guy, I need to look for this guy. Took a bus, or took a park station. The girl ran away from the guy and disappeared with the 20 grand. The guy remained by a park station waiting. The girl disappeared and left. I know the girl in person. She came back here and she bought herself a car.
Wow. You see, we date people that don't have interest in us, and they have interest in themselves. They are there for the entertainment. That other voice note by that guy, Uzi, that guy, he nailed it, because these people, this is just money for their entertainment. You are entertaining them. So if you start giving that 4,000 for 10 months to make that 40K, then I'll say if she say, if we kill if she was serious about you, she was gonna keep that money.
But I need to still emphasize this point also. Women, this thing of accepting this bribe, you call
it bribe.
It's a bribe. There's no man who just willing like recklessly
free lunch,
give imali and a certain lump sum just because they want to have sex with you, they still can just go for a tracker and get a woman who tell you straight up
with no strings attached.
No strings attached. It's 400 rand. You go with the condom. Without a condom, I've told that's how it works now. Without a condom, then it's more. With the condom, then it's less. Then
you do
the. I did the research. Man, I'm a DJ. I ask these girls when I'm in the club. So then you leave Uhluti, you go home. Then you all right. Now, there is a woman who is telling you all these things that she requires from you if you are the right man for her. Hey, baby.
For the same thing.
For the same thing. For the same thing. And I don't know why we Amachita, okay, maybe. Is there a difference with the Punani? Or it's all up here?
Let's go to a voice. Let's go to a voice note.
Now you should answer when I'm
kodwa ngomthetho bawufuna izinto ngaphandle kwala mali girlfriend allowance. I-girlfriend allowance seyikhutshiwe but apha enyanga uzawuqhubeka ufekete ufune izibheka ufune nje imali amaziphatha mali girlfriend allowance kaloku
eyakhe yenza ntoni.
Maybe women.
What?
Because maybe they clap hands for women after a month. They don't get paid.
Nice work. Let's get one more and then see. Okay, we got this one. Sorry.
From zone girlfriend allowance. Into enhle kaloku le. Into enhle chum. Into ekhuthaza.
Anything for free.
Iyakhuthaza indawo ekhuthaza kwalapha endlini ziba kuhle xa uyikhupha i-girlfriend allowance. Wesi ndifike buthungweni ngesam.
Yazi into exakayo, women work also. Eyabo imali bayenza ntoni if they'll keep wanting money from men. Maybe I'm a man, I don't understand, I don't have the perspective.
But I mentioned a point, though. I don't know if you cracked me or you didn't really want to listen to it.
Okay.
Poverty also plays a role in all this. Because I have a relative who used to advise her daughters, something now, you some short dress and walk around something, buy coffee, go tashas. You would find some rich guy, approach and, you see, this is a parent who was advising. This is a relative of mine. So poverty also plays a role. But for poverty. And there is now Uzanele from Esa Strata who got some guy who is splashing her with Imali, especially something or parklands. It's now pressure to Unoma who is staying 3 houses from Uzanele. When Zanele comes in a GTI, playing piano, and she's married. Nango ikupi krosa, iniga's mom and all that. Life is easy, Gordon. You just use your organ. You are there, and you are driving. Zanele is driving, and to even look at it, remember Zanele did not even finish grade 12. She's just using, the available apparatus, which is just her body and the organ, and she's making it in life. But it's very dangerous to live such a lifestyle where, because men tend to think when they do all those things for you, they're investing in you. And that investment doesn't come right when you think, when I try to grow a tail, and this man has been doing all these things for you. I'm betting not that much for me to go that extent, but the guys that I know about Pecha, they need to take record of, if they could put a tag and understand where are you. Someone was even telling me he wants Google or something to come up with a device where they want to understand if somebody is doing some too much activity, it activates on him. The moment he got the heartbeat, then it sends a signal to you. Hey, it condenses the guy.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Yeah, just one last point. Before Uvalene, that I wanna bring out, because I may never get this opportunity. The other thing, as much as Wayne has mentioned poverty, another thing that I want to mention is peer pressure. Peer pressure.
But poverty is okay.
Yeah, I get that. But peer pressure, especially when it comes to varsity students. A student that gets accepted at UCT or any other university, they get there, they come from a poor family. When they get to that surrounding of students are wearing this. Some students, they come from rich families, they're from that. So now she feels like she's not at par with everybody else. As a result, now she cannot fit with the other students. She's just a scruffy student who comes from the rural areas, and then she gets into the city. But now, whether she's going to succeed in that in the city is dependent. Sometimes it's not about your ability to study your books, but it's your ability to withstand your surrounding and the pressure that you get around. And then kids fall into a whole lot of traps. Wayne was saying, the final year students, some have started they're in service training, some are working. Then they come around there to scavenge around all of these desperate students. And then because of desperation, because the parents don't send them money for food, money for books, and that. So because your surrounding is so entrapping that anything that comes that is likely, these days students drink because you are new to this environment of being a free drinker. You are 18 plus now, and you are like, they go to clubs and everything. Because there's a club but you don't have the funds for it. Your friends go there because they've got boyfriends, they've got this, they meet certain guys. Now you quickly learn, no man, I need to find someone. I need to now be a guy that I'm gonna ask where you are, where we at today. We are at Lower Main, we are at Long Street, we are at Hatfield. If you're in Pretoria and all of that, we are in Braamfontein. If you are in UJ. There's a whole lot of this because a person gets displaced from the environment they know. They're in a new environment. They need to emulate what's happening there. And then what happens is that the scavengers, they know the issue. They can smell a fresher from afar. That one is fresh from the farms. Let's just buy them a few drinks and stuff. And you are an inexperienced drinker. Therefore, you will fall for anything. And then you'll be puking, you'll be doing all sorts of shit. And then so will be the story of your life until you grow a metal spine of some sort.
Okay. I don't know if it's going to be my last statement, but I want to add on to what you're saying. If you realize that, Tina, from apartheid and all that, it affected a black man's upbringing, meaning that we're always disadvantaged. Meaning, like I'm working with this white boy, he's 22, like 15 years younger than me. He's driving a Fortuner. He says to me, his mother gave him a Fortuner. Why? Because she bought a brand new Fortuner. I can't afford a Fortuner. I'm driving a car that his two back wheels will buy my car. That's how privileged white kids are. We are not that privileged. And a black man's life, melu push your life. And when a man gets to a certain age, usually someone on fires and all that in their house, you're trying to be stable, but you're old already. You're probably 40. Yeah. This is when the black man starts stabilizing. Whereas I'm talking of a 22-year-old who's already finding ground. He was telling me his girlfriend is in the States. He wants to go to the States to meet his girlfriend. Already driving for a Fortune. And, again, taking the reference from what I said from the last podcast, when a black man makes a certain amount of financial status, they actually can get any other woman they want. Then that's when you start planting women all over. And these now varsity students are at stake. This is Kappa from Etofimva, wherever she's coming from. These are the guys, 40-year-old going for a 22-year-old varsity. My point basically out of all this that I've mentioned, a man who is already staying with a woman in the house, it's rare for them to think of protection when they sleep with a 22-year-old.
From outside.
Never. Sleeping with a woman every day in bed, raw, no protection. why would he have mercy on a 22-year-old who is fresh from Eastern Cape? It's wrong. They're also at the mercy of getting sick just for that status that they want. Up Western Cape, I'm in town, I'm gonna be, what's this place that we were last week?
Yours truly, Long Street and all that, Amarok. And you cannot say no if the guy is gonna take out your 4-5 and wants to put it just like that.
He's a blesser. Oh, how come in this whole topic we never mentioned them a blesser?
Yeah.
I don't know. Okay, well, we're actually finishing, but I don't know why we never mentioned them a blesser.
Yeah, I think we're gonna. I knew that this was very mouthful, and then we're gonna have to come back to it. Coming back to this story, there was a girl that I used to stay with in Res, Nondando. I'm not gonna mention the surname. She used to say where they used to. She left her residence where she was staying. It was a self-catering res, and came to my catering res where I was staying.
Mm-hmm.
She was saying, where I come from, we ran out of food.
Well, it was back home or
No. In that residence.
Okay.
Because they UCT was giving them an allowance. Oh, why did I mention that UCT name? The university was giving them, I'm going to play that one out. The university was giving them money for food for 2 months. For the next 2 months, you get it now.
Mm-hmm.
That means you are going to get another money 2 months later.
Mm-hmm.
This money must feed you for the next, I think it was 1,900 that you are supposed to buy food with that money. But students, when that money comes into your account, they go drinking, go buy clothes and stuff. And then they run out of food. And you know what? She's saying in that flat where they were staying, there was about 5 of them.
Mm-hmm.
And they ran out of food. And then 3 of the girls would have like a C-class Mercedes-Benz coming in. A very old guy. They think it's the father. No, it's not the father. It's guys coming with plastics and stuff and bringing things. This guy is a lawyer. This case office kuko blue labels, chivas, blah blah blah. These are very young girls that just go to varsity and then they are no. Of course, you know what's going to happen next month? They will eat again that money that they get for food allowance because there's that guy. There's that man who blesses. Maybe next time we're gonna cover this topic, but when you're
I don't know, man. This
was a longish one.
Are you able to figure out how much time we went over an hour?
We are 14 minutes to almost 2 hours. Let's go.
Okay, this was a mouthful. What was the topic? And Ukubheja. But next time, I think let's not close this. We're gonna have that lady.
Yeah,
we're gonna have a lady.
Yeah, but it may not be the next episode. But we'll tell you that it's a 2.0 of this one.
But anyway, as always, thank you for taking time to listen to this podcast. We will try and always have educative podcasts. What's good, what's bad for our life, especially targeting 2K. I think these are at the mercy of what is happening today. I don't know. We should actually rope in 2K and more. We should put this on TikTok. But anyway, thank you, Mzo. DJ Wicked, Wayne.
Thank you so much. Look. Tell us on the comments how much is enough for Ukubheja, please. Make a comment. Sharp. Peace.